What's up, everybody? We're back. It's the Funhaus Podcast, and I'm back. What's up, guys? My name is Lindsay. I'm here with Ryan.
What up, Lindsay? We're back, reunited,
And Jacob.
I feel so fucking good.
Back, Lindsay. Welcome back, Ryan.
Sorry, my hand hurts.
What?
I fell off a bicycle. And
My God, you're
What
right.
I have giant open wounds on my palm.
You.
They're
I heard about this.
You went over the handlebars, right?
I did. They got
Jesus.
stuck in the trolley tracks in Memphis.
Yeah.
And for the last week, I've when I've been out and about and I've met some people. It's like I just have just been grinning and bearing it and
Yeah,
shaking
you just
people's
did
hands.
that to me.
And I just did it
Hurts
to
every
you.
time,
It
yeah.
hurts every time. I just wince a little bit, but
Oh my
can't, I can
god.
only take
Survive.
so much.
It sounds like a horrible accident.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was sitting in here, and you came in, and I said, Ryan, I haven't seen you in a month.
I know. That's weird to believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you were gone for a while on your vacation.
I was traveling.
and I was gone at Goner Fest, and then I got a little sicky poo. And
You weren't
no
here
one wanted
last
to be around me. I would have came in. I told everyone, I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
everyone,
you
I'm
were
ready
about
to come into work. I am a little sick. And everyone's like, don't come in. I don't want to be around you.
Nobody. Well, especially because Elise is traveling. She wanted to make sure she didn't get sick, and I totally get it. When people were getting sick right before my travels, where I was supposed to be traveling for 2 weeks, and I was like,
big old trip.
I can't freaking get COVID before I go traveling because then I can't go, and I will kill whoever gave me COVID.
Yeah.
They won't die by COVID. They will die by my
And then
hands.
you go to jail.
So I
probably.
worked from home for like a whole week before I left because I just was like, I can't risk getting sick. But yeah, I was traveling. I went to England and Scotland and
Jesus.
the Netherlands and Portugal.
God. Okay.
old
What was
trip.
your favorite of
It was
those?
awesome. I really, really loved Scotland. Edinburgh was like so beautiful.
Cool.
We had like this amazing view out of our window. I'll show you a picture, but
There are a lot of good
I want to go to
pictures.
that Fringe Fest they have there one day.
yeah, there's something like that, right? Yeah.
It's a cool
It's just like
comedy.
people like the show.
Fringe?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
a
why it's called
Festival for like the haircut.
that. Right. No, it's for people on the edges of society, the ne'er-do-wells that you wouldn't want to be around. On the fringes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Fringe Con.
Fringe Con.
Fringe
It's
Con.
Yeah, so that was really beautiful. Also, Amsterdam was like so
The
cool.
shit.
And
yeah.
like,
I've only spent 24 hours there one time.
oh
It
really?
was a great time, though.
You know what? To be fair, I was only there for like a day and a half.
Uh-huh.
Maybe like, yeah, a little bit more than a day and a half.
Maybe
so
something terrible happened.
because it was
if you
just
stay
sort of like
longer.
a late addition to like my whole trip because like I was supposed to go to England and Scotland. Real quick, I'll just say this. I was supposed to go to England and Scotland, and I've been planning this trip for like 4 years with my mom.
Okay, yeah, so this is a you and your mommy trip, like a...
Yeah, this
Mother,
is a
daughter.
me
Long
and my
time
mommy
coming.
trip. And then it
Okay.
became me and my sister and my mommy.
Okay.
It's like a mother and daughters type thing.
Yeah.
And then my dad
gals.
kind of had some FOMO.
Oh.
And he was like,
So you
wow.
decided to come?
He's like, I want to go.
You let Bill come?
I'll let Bill go.
Oh, so it was a whole family trip.
Yeah, and he was like, "Well, I'll help pay for it." And I was like, "Okay, well, now you're in." Hell yeah! No, I honestly am so glad like that both my parents went and my sister went because I feel like for a lot of it was like a good blend of like people. Like,
Yeah.
my dad was coming out with like me and my sister. When my mom was sick the first couple of days, she couldn't like go out in London.
All of that preparation of you trying not to
know.
get sick. Your mom
Well, no,
was-
she was just like
Casualty.
tummy sick. She was like not. I think
Yeah.
those
fatigue,
fish
travel
and chips will
fatigue and
get you.
stuff.
Yeah.
just
But
jelly
you know,
beetles.
we did England and Scotland, and then my best friend from home, Katie, she was like messaging me. She goes, "Oh my god, the day that you come back on the 23rd of September," she's like, "The next day I'm flying to Lisbon," and she goes, "Haha, you should just extend your trip and come to Lisbon
Okay. So you
And I
went to
was like-
Lisbon too?
in Portugal."
Oh, I don't know where Lisbon is. Okay.
She's like, "I'm going to Lisbon, Portugal." She goes, "Haha, you should do that," like kind of joking.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, I'll do it."
And you did
so
it.
I did, but because like the time that it was like a gap of like we were supposed to leave Saturday, so I ended up having to figure out if we were maybe going to go to Paris for 2 days
Yeah.
or Amsterdam. So my mom and I decided Amsterdam. We went into a coffee shop.
A coffee shop
Yes.
with
Yeah, to drink
quotations
coffee.
around
Yes.
it. Yes.
So fun
Caffeine
story
in the
about the
system.
coffee shop. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna put my sister on blast here because my sister left. And then the next day she was home and my mom and I were in Amsterdam and I put on my Instagram story like going to a coffee shop. Hee hee.
Did you have indica coffee or sativa coffee?
we had a hybrid coffee.
A hybrid coffee.
yummy.
Ah,
And my
yes.
sister messaged me and she goes, "Hey, can you get me a bag of coffee from that coffee
Can I get some
shop?"
beans? Can you give me some beans?
And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And
What,
she's
a
like,
pre-roll coffee.
"No, she doesn't. I don't think she understood
oh,
what the
Oh.
hell it was." She said, "Can you grab a bag of coffee from that coffee shop?" And I did like a little question mark.
Yeah.
Like, what? And she goes, "Aren't you at a coffee shop?" And so I sent her the link to the coffee shop that I was at, which clearly shows like what it is.
what kinds of coffee there are?
And I
yeah.
said, "LOL." And at this point, I was also already high.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Yeah, so they sell bags." And I said,
Well, still
and I
nothing.
said, "Bags of weed."
No, wait a minute though.
I said, "Are you goofing me? Because I'm so high right now, I can't fucking tell."
Uh-oh.
She said, "No, bags of coffee."
Well, I mean, excuse my ignorance, but I thought for sure that at these coffee shops that sell weed, they also sold coffee. They don't.
So they don't. They'll sell you like a cup of coffee to drink.
Oh,
okay.
But they
Yeah,
they don't
but
sell
sh-
bags of coffee.
Right, because it's
Alright.
not like a it's not a
Artisanal beans.
beanery, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
like, she said, "No bags of coffee." And I said, "It's an Amsterdam coffee shop."
Well,
And then I
it's
sent her
not
a
that
picture
far
of
off.
the
She's
joint.
not that crazy.
I
That's all
sent
I'm
her a
saying.
picture of the joint. I said, "You sit inside and smoke weed, Juliana."
Yeah.
She said, "So they do not sell coffee?" Why do they call it a coffee shop? And I go, "I don't know. It's just what they're called." She goes, "That's dumb."
It's for
Anyways,
fun. It's for fun.
But my mom and I had a great time. We walked along some of the canals and we went on a canal cruise, which is honestly like the one thing that I would recommend anybody to do. Is
Yeah.
$50, open bar, charcuterie board,
Oh.
and you
Oh.
meet like different people. It's like a small thing, like 15 people on a boat, and the captain is really funny and he takes it's nighttime. Oh, do it! You got to do it. It was the best. It was
Hell yeah.
That sounds
called Pure
awesome.
Boats, and I can't wait. One thing too, I was thinking about while I was traveling around. I was like, oh, this would be so fun with like all my friends.
Oh, of
If we were-
course.
Aw.
Of
I had a
course.
great time with my family, but
You
there
thought
was a
about
lot-
me while you were there in Amsterdam?
Well, when I was in
Thank you.
Amsterdam, yeah, I was
In that
like, this
coffee
would be
place
sick with
specifically.
Ryan and
Ryan
Rick.
loves coffee.
I was like, if Ryan and Rick were here, oh my god, we'd just be goofing around in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Taking espresso shots, sativa.
Yeah, espresso shots sativa. So yeah, but they were all the cities and all the things that I did. It was really beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go back.
Well, that sounds great. We missed you while you were here. We had
Mm-hmm.
me and Charlotte had a lovely movie podcast that was
Oh.
very nice and focused, and everyone loved it. You know,
So
and
good.
they were
So
like,
good.
So
Sunday Scaries.
What are we going to be talking about here today on this focused new reunion podcast? Of
Yeah.
all three of us.
What
back?
the heck am I doing here? Why am I
the
usually
hell is
here?
this guy here?
Well, we have a lot to talk about because the Golden Bachelor is finally here.
Okay, I was wondering if that's what we were going to
We're
be
going to
talking
talk
about
about
today.
that a little bit.
We're back.
Just a teaser. We are going to talk about the Golden Bachelor. I wanted to talk a little about Bachelor in Paradise, but you're not watching that yet. So that's okay.
Well, I've
We don't-
also, been watching a little bit of Love Is Blind.
Mm.
I don't know.
Oh.
Are you turned in on?
So that's where
that?
they like can't see each other and they have to propose and then they can see each other at the end.
Yeah, that they're in rooms. They're just talking through a wall, and then once they find the one through the wall, then they have to propose to each other
Before they can
before
see
they
each
can
other.
see each other.
I should
Yeah,
give that a try. It does sound too much like a Catholic confession.
I for forever thought it was about blind people. Like I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's like blind people finding love. It has
Oh.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
blind people at all. It's
No.
just the saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I haven't watched that, but somebody else was telling me about that show this weekend. But
It gets juicy. It gets juicy.
Yeah.
We're watching shitty reality TV. It's up there. And then obviously, before we go on, but I brought this up on a stream or something, but I have to talk about Naked Attraction.
Oh God, yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
No,
Is
but you
that the
brought
one
this up
show
in the
where they're all
stream.
naked?
Yes, and it is so awesome, Lindsay. You must
Are
watch
they all
it.
like blurred or this?
Oh no!
Wait.
No.
It is.
Where's it on?
They're not
Netflix?
fucking pussies over in Britain, right? And they show it on like network TV.
Yeah, you talked
You know?
about their
Really?
you talk about their
Nothing's
circumcised
blurred?
or uncircumcised
new
penises.
show?
It's brand new. It's on Max.
Oh, it's on HBO. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
You've talked about the show on a stream.
it's amazing though.
Okay. Maybe that's where I
And
remember.
first they'll show from the just their genitalia.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have like 6 people there. Then they get one of them out. They vote one of them out just based solely on what their genitals
stuff
Right.
look
looks
Yes.
like.
Okay.
And then it
Jesus.
goes up to their boobs, and then they get one more person out. Then you see their face, and then they get one more person out, and then they get naked, and then they pick their person they want to go on a date with. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay.
Romantic.
Must watch.
Sounds raw.
Yeah.
It's raw as hell.
Well, I will put that on my to watch list as well as I know something that's on both mine and Jacob's to watch list that you're already watching, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch it, and Jacob's gonna watch it.
What is it?
Survivor.
Oh hell yeah! All right, yeah.
Back up.
That's
It's
back,
back.
right? So
Yes, we're already 2 episodes.
I
in,
can't
so-
believe we didn't do like a thing. You didn't break down all the.
Well,
characters
I
for
didn't
us.
know if we were gonna,
Also, I was traveling.
I didn't know we were
Yeah.
gonna do that every season. I mean, of course, I would love to. I
Yeah,
didn't
it
know if
comes out every,
the
like, month.
audience. The audience was sick of it.
Well,
But yeah, I don't want no spoiler alerts, but
Okay.
or a little spoiler alert. But
Okay,
I
I
know
can
you're
take
gonna
it.
watch
I can
it.
take it.
But it's so this season is so funny because there's one team that just sucks at everything. They're all
like that.
terrible.
Oh my
So it's like most of the people are on these other 2 teams, and then there's this one team, yellow team, that just can't get their shit together at all. And I won't give anything else away, but it
Okay.
is really funny. It's a shit show.
Yeah, it's still only like 2 episodes.
2
in, right?
episodes
So
in,
there's
you
still
have plenty
so
of
much can
time to
happen.
catch up.
Yeah.
but I have a few little things that I want to touch on before we get into the Golden Bachelor. We can chat about that maybe more towards the end of the podcast.
Oh.
Because I just want to talk about some stuff, catch up a little bit because
Yeah.
I haven't been
This
here
is the
in so
catch up
long.
It's been a
podcast.
while.
The catch up
Catch up.
pod.
We love ketchup.
Ketchup and mustard.
Delicious.
No, I wanted to tell you that yesterday when I was driving, I was listening to trivia, and there was a question, and I knew the answer because of you. It was
Wow.
a ween
Ween,
question.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the
What was
question?
the
The
ween
question
question?
was like, it was like, what's the artist that did this and this and this, and their song was, or their album was chocolate
Chocolate and cheese.
chocolate and cheese. And I was like, that's a ween. And Cameron kept thinking, I think he kind of knew too, but he was going Weezer. He's like, I think it's Weezer. I'm like, no,
It's almost
'cause
there.
there was they were also did a soundtrack for a film, or they did songs that were in a film.
They did songs in It's Pat.
Dude, where's my car?
Okay,
That's
sure.
what they were talking about.
Okay.
And so that was the answer. And I like kind of on the side, I was like, I wrote ween because I was like, I don't think he's right. I want ween. And then they were like, it's ween. I was like,
It's
I knew
ween.
it!
Wow.
Because it
That rocks.
rhymed.
They're speaking of that, they just announced a year from now they're going to be doing a like 25th anniversary concert of chocolate and cheese in
Wow.
Philadelphia. So if we'd all want to
Philly.
go,
I want to go to another Ween concert.
yeah, let's go
That
across
one,
the
last one
country.
was awesome.
I'll have
It
to go to
was.
my
That was
first
so
one.
fucking fun.
It was great. You'd love it, Lindsay.
Wait, but I'm curious about what happened to your car.
Oh yeah, we were talking about your car.
Fucking fuck.
Ryan was telling us about his car earlier.
Your cool convertible.
Yeah,
well,
what
okay,
happened?
a
you
year
driving?
ago, like last October, I got a shitty convertible, and I was like, all right, if this thing just lasts me like a year or two, it'll just be my fun California car.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be a convertible California guy.
How much did you pay for that? You want to say or you don't want to say?
I don't care. It was
Oh.
like $5,000,
Okay. I thought
so
maybe it was probably something like low like that.
How
Oh,
soon were you climbing on top of it to get the roof closed?
no, the roof did not break. The roof was great. It was one of the funnest parts. It was like Inspector Gadget. I play the Inspector Gadget theme song
I
every
think I
time.
have a
put it
video
on
of
and
that somewhere.
Yeah. And that part was awesome. It was just that it just all this shit started going wrong with it. Like I went on my way to Metallica, the front of it started smoking. And then
Oh Lord.
I literally just pulled over. I was like, "Oh, I'll take care of this after Metallica." And then I went and sparked my car and Ubered the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And but anyway, long story short, finally I brought it to some place, and then the guy was like, "This car is very, very sick. You must bring it to the dealership." And I'm like, "Fuck," And then I brought it to another place, and then when I went to go back and get it, they go, "So the battery won't start anymore." So they taught me how to hot wire it. So I was hot wiring my car for a couple
Handy
weeks.
skill to have.
Yeah. And so then at some point I was just like, I'm not putting any more money into this shit. I just
Yeah.
need to start over. This sucks. So it lasted me about 11 months. Totally not worth
Almost
it.
there.
I regret it. I wish so. It was an expensive mistake that I wish I could take back.
Yeah.
However, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But so then finally I was like, all right, I want to get a car that I don't have to think about But I hate spending money on cars just because it's like I don't care about it at all.
Mhm.
But you got to spend money on it to like
Well, to work,
for it to like be reliable.
you have to spend money on it so that way you don't have to care at all.
Yeah.
Exactly, which sucks.
I know.
I fucking ugh.
Did you get James to help you buy a car? Doesn't he like love helping people
He
buy
loves
cars
it.
or something?
Yeah, he literally was like, "Hey, yeah, like put it off, and so that I can help you." I would say he was he was a little bit of help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, his strategy is just call up the dealerships and tell them you found a better deal. It's like
all
normal
is.
negotiation tactics.
Yes, but you just have to be like dedicated to doing that a lot
Yeah.
and like to a lot of places.
I definitely did get down. You know, I did play
Did you buy
hardball
new
a little
car
bit.
or used car?
A used car.
Used car.
But I went in and the guy's like, how much, you know, like, what can I do to get you? Because I was like, going to go across the street to look at
Yeah.
another one. He's like, what can I do to make you not do that? I'm like, make it way cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
What did he
thousands of
say?
dollars.
Ooh, playing
And
hardball
he goes,
over
all right,
here.
man, come on in. So then I'm like, okay, you know, and then I'm like, gave him a number, and then he went back and then came back 10 minutes later and he's like, so my boss couldn't get to that number. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and look at the other car then,
Yeah.
you know? And then finally we went through all this back and forth. Finally his boss comes over and goes, yeah, so I can't get to that number. I'm like, that's fine. I'm just gonna go back and look at that car.
yeah,
You know,
stick to your
and
guns.
finally at some point, he he got me up. He made me go like $150 up. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, he's like, you know, and then finally he's like, you know, the difference is, is only a little bit. Like you're really not going to buy a car based on that. And I'm like, well, I'm going to flip that question around. And like, you're going to make me you're going to let me walk out of here without, based on this little bit amount. He's like,
Yeah.
and the guy's like,
Oh shit.
okay, yeah, all right. Well, my boss is gonna kill me, but fine, let's go.
He couldn't beat the
oh my
logic.
god,
Yeah.
that is the line.
That
They said,
rocks.
my boss is gonna kill me. Oh,
Yeah.
they said that to me too, and I was like,
Yeah, I'm like,
You got
all right.
him to the limit.
You just have
the
to
limit.
have your number. You have to
Yeah.
have your happy
So
number where you're
great.
like, all right, this is my
This is-
number. I'm not gonna,
yeah.
budge on that. And then it worked, but
What
still
are you
more than I
driving?
wanna
What are you
fucking-
driving now?
a Chevy Volt.
A Volt.
A
I am
Chevy
now a
Volt.
real California man.
Yeah.
Oh my
Electric
God.
car.
Look at you.
Half hybrid.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
that one's a plug-in hybrid.
I
Is that what it
guess
is?
I don't fucking know. I had to ask you a second ago where the what plug
Where
in
the
and where
plug
it
Okay,
is.
plug-in hybrid.
I haven't plugged it in. Ow.
Oh, yeah,
Careful.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you where they are here.
Yeah, I haven't plugged it in yet. I'm already out of electricity.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, in our old building, there was a charger
Yeah.
at the old where we used to work, and it was complimentary. And the chargers here are not complimentary.
Oh, you have to pay for them?
Yep.
Yes,
The
it's
fuck?
It's cheaper than gas though. Like when you pay to charge it, it's like per mile. It's like cheaper than what you would pay for gas. So you
Alright.
can charge it here.
I want a refund on my car now.
Yeah. But that's why I haven't really charged my car. And I was at my parents this weekend. I should
Yeah.
have charged it, but I just didn't get around to it.
You can drive back to our old office, see if you
You
can still look it up,
can,
and then drive back.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, do you have a house or I don't remember. Do you live in an apartment or
I live in a house.
Does it have a garage or
There's a garage, but I
So
don't pay for it.
you don't pay for the garage?
Well, it's long.
Anyways, you have a house, so can you run an outlet and plug your car in that way?
I could.
We'll talk
We'll
about
figure.
it.
We'll figure this out. No one wants to hear about this.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
on your
you.
new car.
Yes, that's got to feel nice. To have
It
a
does.
functional car.
Yeah, that part feels nice, but
Yeah.
the hole in my wallet doesn't feel nice.
No, but I mean, did you get are you financing it or you bought it with cash?
I'm financing it.
Okay. Yeah. It sucks, but it's everybody does it, so it's not like you're doing something stupid
Yeah.
like buying a $5,000 convertible. For
Yeah. Spending like nine.
I'm just kidding.
And now it won't even. It's just sitting outside on the fucking street. It won't even open now. Like literally, like the electric
Seals you out.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get rid of it?
I'm gonna trade it in or something for whatever they're
Trade
gonna give
something.
me. Yeah.
Get something
give me
from it.
$50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's for the grief of driving.
Yeah.
Donate it to cars.
Get it
for
out of
Kids.
here.
Yeah. I'm sure a kid will love that
Um,
car.
Well, I have one more thing I want to talk about. Ryan,
Uh-huh.
do you know what I did this weekend? Do you know where I was at?
Not Amsterdam.
No, that was a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Where were you? I don't know. I have no idea.
I was watching the Cincinnati Bengals
Oh, yeah, you were in
kick the
Arizona.
Arizona Cardinals ass
In-
in State Farm Stadium.
Really? You went
I
to the
went
game?
to the fucking game
That's
on Sunday.
awesome.
Do you
Hell
want to
yeah.
see my pictures? I'll see if I
Wait,
can.
is that in Arizona?
Yeah, I was in Arizona this weekend.
Damn.
They
You went
all
to
the way there.
Jerry Maguire Stadium.
Well, State Farm Stadium.
They might have moved since the 90s.
We got out of the car. My dad got parking. We got there at 9 a.m. at the stadium because we were deciding whether or not we were going to tailgate, or we ended up going to this thing called Bengal Gyms. Now, Bengal Gym is a guy who goes around the country
Bengal Gym. It's a
throwing
person.
tailgate parties for Bengals fans.
That's cool.
So we paid like $40. It was open bar. It was in this big field.
Damn.
But we parked and like there's these guys in golf carts driving around the stadium, like at all sporting events and stuff like that. Like there's security there for disabled people. But my dad was jokingly like, hey, give us a ride, because we parked and then we had to go across on the other side of the stadium, across the street. So then we're all riding on this golf cart, like 6 Bengals fans.
Oh, you did get a ride.
Yeah, we got a ride. So we got a ride all the way around, which was great because it was a mile. And then we hung out with like all these Bengals fans in like Arizona. Let's see. I was going to show some pictures of this party if I can. But like, you guys can see it. No. There's the stadium.
For our audio listeners, she's in the middle of a field in Arizona. What seems like a big party is happening.
Yeah, there's big parties. Like, those are my brothers.
Lots of Lindsay's
look at
brothers
all
and
those
Bengals
nice
fans.
jerseys.
I was gonna
Bengals uniforms.
like a clip of the thing. I guess I didn't. There's like all these Bengals fans. I don't know if you can even see that. But.
Look at all of them. There's so many.
So much orange and black.
Damn.
And then we watched the game and they won. Look, there's Joey B.
Oh, that must have been exciting.
Because Arizona's very far from Ohio. What would you say the makeup, the percentage of fans?
This is a great question because I have thought about this and I've broken this down to both my boyfriend and to Rick last night when I was telling him about the game. I said if you had to put the Cardinals at 100% like energy and like representation in that stadium, Bengals was at like 75% energy and representation.
Okay.
It was so full of black and orange. Like you could see the one side that was like red and whatever colors.
Yeah.
So you're saying the Arizona side was 100%.
No. I'm just saying, like, if there were energy, like, our energy was matching them. Like, it was really high up there. So, like, their side was obviously, like, the home side was very...
Yeah, they were jazzed.
But there was little pockets of little orange. I was like, oh, look at those orange over there. And then the away side, it was, like, packed full of Bengals fans. There were so many Bengals fans that, like, whenever the Cardinals scored, you could see the individual people on our side popping up, like, just like this person and then like this person, because there were so few of them.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. It was so packed. And, like, when we were walking out, like, after we won, like, we had to walk all the way around to the other side. And, like, this one guy who was, like, a Cardinals fan, I just hear him, like, comment. He's like, oh, my God, where the fuck is all this orange coming from? There's so much orange. But it was, like, you know, a lot of Bengals fans. And it was so awesome because we won. And, like, it felt so good because we only won one game this season.
Yeah, you guys suck.
But yesterday was a good game. Not yesterday, Sunday.
Well, you know, I had that same experience 2 days ago, too, because I went to the Eagles versus Rams game here in town at SoFi Stadium.
Oh.
Yeah, and
wait, I thought you had Chargers.
I do, but I went with
game.
a bunch of Eagles fans, you know, and then and they asked me before, they're like, how many, what percentage of the stadium do you think is going to be Eagles fans? And in my head, I'm like, you know, probably 20%, like a fifth of it or something. Dude, it had to be 60% Eagles fans. It felt like an away game for the Rams.
Oh no!
And they're like as far away from Philadelphia as you could possibly be here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You know what I think, especially like in Arizona, I think that there's so many people from the Midwest there. I feel like I read this, but maybe I might be wrong, but there was like a statistic that I read that like Arizona has the most Ohio transplants. Like,
well, that's
the most
bizarre.
people are coming from Ohio.
I wonder why.
Or like just the Southwest in general, maybe like people leave Ohio in droves like that. But there's also, I think with LA, both of those teams are new within the last couple years.
The Eagles?
No. Rams and
the
Chargers.
Rams.
To LA. Yeah. And LA, I think its football fans are, you know, all the fans who've lived in LA for whatever were never fans of an LA team like in the last 20 years, because when was the last time there was
well, technically maybe they were fans of St. Louis Rams.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, but like, you know, mostly it's just everybody from everywhere else, because LA is also a huge city full of transplants. and like they're fans of teams all
Right.
over. So I feel like you're gonna always see large representations of fans of the other.
They just want to watch the game.
Well, definitely. I mean, as a Chargers season ticket holder, that is the case for almost every single game. Where it's like always a minority of fans on the Chargers. But I just always assume that just because no one gives a fuck about the Chargers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would assume LA has a giant population of every single fan base in the NFL.
So they
whereas
come
but it
out.
just surprised me more that it's in Arizona too, which I guess it makes sense though if they're the most Ohio transplants for
Yeah,
some
because
weird
I
ass
also don't
reason.
think there might not be a big like Cardinals fan base either. Maybe I don't know. I mean, not
No
like
one likes
there
the
is.
Cardinals.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to
who
say
cares
you
about
said
the
it, but-
Cardinals? Yeah.
But you know what though? I had so much fun on Sunday that I was like, I want to go to that Bears Chargers game at the end of the month. So,
Oh, dude, I'm going to that.
So
Yeah.
we should figure it out.
We should. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go to
'Cause
Bears?
that's my booze team. He
Oh,
likes that
Cameron.
team.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
We
loves
got
that
Cowboys
team.
in 2 weeks too. It's gonna be great. Or 1
my
week.
God.
But I also know that the Bears are sucking ass this year too, right? So-
Oh, in a hilarious fashion, in like
How's Cameron take
classic,
you that?
classic Bears
Yeah.
fashion. It's so funny because everyone was so hyped before the season, and
Yeah.
they've been so terrible, except for last week.
Well, I mean, I feel the same way about the Bengals. But like I said, Sunday was like really awesome to be there live, being like, wow, they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like they're actually playing football, and like, oh, he threw a long one. Oh, there was an interception. I was
NFL
like,
games are fucking
You gotta
fun.
So-
savor those victories when they do happen.
so yeah. Also, there's a Bengals bar somewhere in Burbank or something. I really
Oh,
wanna
really?
go. I want to go there. Yeah.
Okay.
So we should go sometime.
Exclusive club for all the Bengals heads.
We're gonna take a quick break for some ads, and then we're gonna talk about the Golden Bachelor. We gotta talk about Gary.
Hell yeah, we
Or is
gotta
it
talk about
Gary or
Gary.
Jerry?
Gary.
It's
It's
Gary.
Gary.
It's
Because some
spelled
of the
weird.
women are calling him Jerry.
Are they?
Anyways.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like walking your dog in public without securing them on a leash. Most of the time, it's probably fine, but what if one day your dog just runs away or gets dog napped? It's better to be careful, especially when it's as simple as using ExpressVPN. And the scary truth is that every time you open your browser on an unencrypted network, whether you're in a coffee shop, at the airport, or in a hotel, any hacker on the same network can gain access to your personal data like passwords and financial details. But luckily, ExpressVPN can help protect your data by creating a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet. And it's super secure. It would take a hacker with a supercomputer over 1 billion years to get past ExpressVPN's encryption. And it's so easy to use. Just fire up the app, click one button to get protected. I was traveling recently and I used ExpressVPN everywhere I was out because I needed to make sure that my network was secure and my information was kept private. Get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN at expressvpn.com/funhouse. That's expressvpn.com/funhouse. expressvpn.com/funhouse. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair I've ever worn. And if you're into winter sports, their quick swap snow lenses move effortlessly between full sun to low light environments. I love my Shady Rays. I've got a couple pairs. I think they have so many cute options. They're lightweight, they feel good, and I love the ones that don't have like the little nose pieces, the tangle free, because when I have my hair up, it's a mess. If you lose or break your sunglasses, even on day one, they'll send you a brand new pair with no questions asked. And if you don't love your Shady Rays, you can always exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code FHPOD for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. What do you call a person who speaks 3 languages? Trilingual. Someone who speaks 2? Bilingual. Someone who speaks 1? American. Only 22% of Americans speak a language other than English at home, but this fall you can be the exception, not the rule. Because with Babbel, you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's designed by real people for real conversations. Of all the tips, Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. All of the tips and tools for learning a new language are rooted in real-life situations and delivered with conversation-based teaching. And with 10 million subscriptions sold, Babbel is real language learning for real conversations. I'm currently using Babbel to learn Spanish. I was just traveling recently, and I was like, man, I really wish that I could speak any of the languages of the countries that I'm visiting. And living in Southern California, a lot of people speak Spanish here, and I really wish that I was one of them. So I'm learning Spanish on Babbel. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/FHpod. Get 55% off babbel.com/FHpod, spelled BABBEL.com/FHpod. Rules and restrictions may apply. Adios. Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Thank you, Lindsay, for having us.
Thank you for being here. We are in prime reality TV territory, okay? We've got Golden Bachelor. We've got Bachelor in Paradise running simultaneously.
We got Survivor and
We've
Naked
got
Attraction.
Survivor. I need to check out Naked Attraction, apparently.
I want to
Must
see
watch.
these uncircumcised penises.
Everyone is uncircumcised in Britain.
Oh, that's right.
apparently.
It's Britain. That's right.
Yeah.
Now, for anybody
Surprised
who's
me.
been
All
watching
sleeved up.
and knows that we talk about Bachelor and other shit reality TV, but doesn't really know about the Golden Bachelor,
Oh, my God.
it is a reality dating show where the Bachelor is 71 years
72
old.
now, yeah.
72 years old, and all the women that he's trying to find love with are all 16 up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and look at these contestants.
Yeah, let's see the ladies.
I know. I wish I had connected my
How did
thing
it-
that I didn't even think about.
How did you compare the whatever the first episode is when they the train of women coming out of the limo? You know what I mean? How would you compare it to the other seasons?
To the
normal seasons.
younger women.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they're all doing some of the bits and
They
shtick
got their
and
goofs.
they're having their
Yeah.
goofs.
They're all pretty thirsty.
They're all pretty thirsty.
I like the one that came in on the motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. She came
She
out
was
the hog.
Oh yeah, that's Faith, right?
Faith, yeah.
I like a lot of these women. I'm like obsessed with them. Some of them, I'm like, okay, you're goofy. Like, what are you doing? What's her name?
Chippy?
Susan. Oh, okay. So he's got them up. Let's see. Can you? Let's see if we can show them. And for audio listeners, we'll describe them. I don't know if you can show them. Are you trying to figure out maybe a thing?
It's definitely weird seeing Jesse Palmer as the baby.
Yeah.
in the
So
show.
normally Jesse Palmer's like the old guy because
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
women there
It's
are
like
really
44.
young.
Ugh.
I know. But like I'm just so obsessed with these women and like the fact that they like look so young. I'm like,
Oh, my
what
God.
the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, can we?
There we go.
Yeah, let's see. So I don't know if you want to hide all your bookmarks, but I don't know whose laptop computer
So
that
there's
is. Maybe it
Gary.
doesn't matter.
Gary also, for 72,
There we go.
looks good.
So these are. There's Gary. Yeah, Gary looks amazing. Gary has like the sad story of like his wife of 40 years or something died.
Yeah.
It's like 7 years
Very,
ago.
very sad.
Gary has the sad story. Every one of these women
And then-
has a
So
sad
many
story.
widows.
And then
Everybody is crying every other minute.
Yeah.
there are.
I put a wedding dress on for the first time in 50
Oh,
years.
that was so
That was
sad.
so
Oh, my
sad.
God, it was so sad. They all have like dead husbands and stuff.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm trying to find the same page that he's looking at. Okay, so we have a bunch of women. Oh, okay. Based off just like because you guys have watched it, so
Yep.
real quick, who's your front runners?
My front runner for who Gary's going to pick or who, if I was Gary, I would pick.
Who, if you were Gary, or just if you were Ryan Haley?
Oh,
Who'd
yeah.
you pick?
Oh yeah, Rad. Some of them are in some of your dating range, or at least your fucking range.
That's
Take it,
hey,
please.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I'm not letting that
Settle
go.
down.
like I'm saying, like Edith could get it right.
Yeah.
For our audio listeners, that was a callback to Dream Jobs episode 4 or something.
For audio listeners and for people who just watch it.
Yeah, for
I
anybody.
But, like
Oh, man.
Edith could get it right.
Yeah, yeah.
Edith, top right.
I don't know.
Her hair is
man.
great.
She's fine.
I will say that.
Remind me, honestly, they all kind of melt together. What was he in this whole thing? Like, how does she differentiate herself?
She was like the very first one in the limo. She was wearing a gold dress, and she like spoke Spanish to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's got gorgeous hair and gorgeous skin, and I'm like, what the hell?
A lot of these people have those.
Yeah. Who is the birthday girl?
The
Which one
birthday
was that
girl,
again?
that is. Where is she?
Is that Ellen? No.
This isn't even all the women. Where's the rest of the women?
Oh, there's
the
two
second page.
pages.
There's
Two
the second
pages.
page.
Oh.
So 60 is the youngest, it looks like.
So Teresa is the one who had the birthday the first
That's right.
night
that's
or
right.
whatever. And then you guys have all watched the second episode. Yeah, because you said you knew.
Yeah.
She had the first one-on-one date. They went to the diner. And like I
That was
just love
hilarious.
like the way that they're doing this is so what I feel like they're doing with the Golden Bachelor, it's like traditional Bachelor stuff, but like whereas they really focus on kind of crazy in the regular show, this feels more like they want to go Bake Off vibes, British Bake Off vibes, where they go, look at this cheesy, over the top, heartfelt.
Yeah, it's
moment.
corny.
And like
it's got some corny.
because like the dance number in the diner, it's like
it's so goofy.
Don't
Like,
stop believing.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
did you just say to me? Don't stop believing.
And
Yeah.
they start dancing.
yeah,
I was
it's
like,
so
oh my
over the
god.
top, but it's like so precious.
They seem to have a good time talking
Yeah,
about
it's definitely like
their dead
the
spouses.
heartwarming vibes is what
Yeah.
they're going for. Which so far I think they're pulling it off. I mean, at some point, like their stories are all so sad, but it
There's a lot
seems
of
that is the one thing I think that they like maybe have one too many. It's like cherry pick a couple of those.
Yeah.
It's like every 5 minutes they go into, and then this terrible thing happened to my.
I did
my
love
life.
when they get loaded up into the mansion that all the women have to sleep in these like child beds
Yeah,
and
that's
I
so
know.
beds
funny,
and
dude.
stuff.
They're
And they're all
like,
like,
I'm not-
"Who can climb up to the second bunk? Who
Yeah.
can get down? Does anybody have to get up in the middle of the night?"
I think it was Sandra, who's 75, who's like incredible that she's 75. And
Yeah.
but she was like, I've had both my knees replaced. I'm not
Right.
fucking climbing into that bed. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But just like the fact that, they all look amazing. And I'm like, I just hope that when I'm this age, first of all, I hope that I get to this age. And then
Yeah,
I
of
hope that
course.
I, can stay as youthful as some of these women.
Who was the one that walked up to him and goes, "You want to see my birthday suit?" And
Oh,
then,
was
like-
that
and then just
was that
showed
Teresa?
and then
'Cause it was her birthday.
Opened up.
Oh
like,
yeah,
a
that
rain
was
jacket.
Teresa. That was the diner date girl.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Oh,
That was a
man.
funny moment.
Yeah,
They do say
bold.
some
It
darndest
is
things.
It is funny how like obviously in the other one they're a little more not raunchy, but just
Yeah.
they'll have
Yeah,
double
it's very
entendres.
good.
you know?
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, whenever they do it on this show, it's just extra. You're just kind of like, oh,
like
yeah,
when they were
Jesus.
barbecuing hot dogs, and one of them was like, "How do you think Gary likes his wiener?"
Yeah,
I was
right.
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, oh my God, lady!
Yeah.
Look at Patty."
Yeah, Patty is gone. That's actually a former bachelor's mom. So
Really?
I
Oh yeah,
remember
she
that.
brings
Yeah,
that up,
she's-
right?
Yeah, she brought it up, and then he was like, "All right, get out of here."
Yeah, that was the one line.
But I really love a couple of these women just based on like their interactions with him. I
Yeah.
really love Faith. I think
Yeah,
she's
Faith
fun.
is
She was the
cool.
motorcycle.
She was the motorcycle woman. Okay,
And
she's
she-
cool.
I liked her, but then she played the song on guitar, and then I was like,
Yeah.
Loki, are you trying to get a career? What are you doing here?
Yeah, Gary
Um,
was a good sport about it.
I really like Leslie as well. I think she's hip and cool. She's
Yeah.
on the right there. She's she's the one who, when they were talking, she like showed him her little
Oh,
hearing aids.
her hearing aid too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, she's
Old people
cool.
stuff.
And then I really like I like Teresa. I think she's cool. I like Sandra. I love Sandra. She's
Yeah, Sandra
Yeah,
was
Sandra's
cool.
great.
um
Was it Ellen in the wedding dress? Was that her thing?
I think that was Nancy.
That was Nancy.
Where's Nancy? There she is. Nancy,
There's-
retired
okay,
interior
yeah, you're
designer.
right.
Nancy, yeah.
Oh, she's
I
the
like
wedding
her
dress one?
too.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they're gonna have the right connection.
What about
But
Susan? She popped out of that cake on his birthday, on his 72nd birthday.
God, yeah.
oh, so Susan just like I feel like maybe because she's got what's the mom of the Kardashian family?
Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
She's got like some of those vibes.
She's got that hair.
She's a little
and-
scary.
Well, it's funny though that her job is wedding officiant.
What about Renee, who's a former Chicago honey bear?
Oh my god.
Oh
that's
yeah, Renee is
amazing.
not there anymore.
Nope.
That had to have been 40 years ago. How is that her,
It was
her most
probably
current job?
1983.
Like, they should all just be retired.
No, look, I mean, a lot of them are retired
yeah.
salon
I know,
owner.
but was that her last job? Was being a Chicago Bears cheerleader? She's 67.
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't know.
She might still have it.
You're right. I mean, who am I to
Well,
judge?
also to be fair, it's probably just the most interesting job, so that's why they.
Well,
list that.
yeah. That's just
But yeah, a
funny.
lot of this retired high school teacher, like, are you still? I'm looking at scroll up like Faith. It's like, is she still a high school teacher? Like,
Well, yeah, you could
I
be an
guess you
old
can.
teacher.
Yeah, teach until however long you want
You get a
to.
teacher that comes riding it on the hog.
But then, like Joan, like look at Joan's hair. Like, how do I have
Yeah.
that? My hair doesn't even look that healthy now, and I'm only 35.
She doesn't look 60. She
That's what I'm
looks
saying.
Is she still there?
early 50s.
Is she on the show still?
Yeah, she's on the show
Okay.
still. I
There's
Same
think.
so
with
many
Nancy.
ladies right now.
There's
It's-
still so many ladies.
Yeah.
So,
Natasha
yeah.
had to go.
I mean, I guess, I hate to say that. I can't, it's hard for me to really remember everybody, like, at this point. Like, I don't know
It's really early.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would pick as if I was Gary.
Who do you like based just on looks?
On their picture,
Yeah.
probably Joan or Nancy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Joan looks
You got a
great.
thing for blondes?
Uh,
old
just,
blondies?
just.
Yeah, Sandra's great.
I
like
hate to say it,
Sandra.
but they look the youngest. That's why I picked them.
Why is that a barrier of entry
It's
for
not.
you?
It's not.
It's
but
clearly not.
It's just. I'm just.
I
being
feel like
honest.
yeah. I mean, I feel like Edith looks pretty young, but
Yeah.
uh,
Natasha had a good moment at the like post credits second episode. After the rose ceremony,
Oh.
and she has to leave, but
Yeah.
she's just like, "We need to have these sitting down."
there's a rose ceremony seated.
Yeah, a seated rose ceremony. It's like her final word. So she's
Rose
walking
ceremony
off
with
the show.
chairs.
Yeah,
I was like, I mean, hell yeah. That's
That was bullshit that Jimmy Fallon's aunt didn't get picked.
oh,
Jimmy
it
Kimmel?
was his
Jimmy
mom.
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel's
Chippy?
mom.
That was his mom. No, I think that was his aunt.
No, that was his mom.
Really?
but she
Yeah,
said he was
Chippy is
his
his
nephew.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think we're right. I think you're wrong.
Maybe you guys are right. and
Oh
I'm
yeah, but she
wrong.
just like shows up, and she's just like, "I wanted to look at him," and
Yeah.
then she falls asleep on the couch. That was a great moment. Like they're
Yeah.
all doing their like, they're all hanging out with Gary and stuff, getting to know him, and then it just cuts to her, just like out.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
his aunt. Why? I don't know
I'm
why I
right.
said
I
mom.
knew it.
but-
She just
Pay
wanted to come
attention.
hang out, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting so far. So we've had one date with Teresa.
Teresa, yeah.
Yeah.
They went to a diner. And oh my God, when they were driving, and like he's like, my headlights aren't working. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
and they were
this
like
looks so
scared.
stressful. He's
Yeah.
like, I've never driven in LA before.
I know.
And,
I was
like,
like,
it's
that's
just-
how they bring the drama to this
Yeah.
show.
An old man behind the wheel
Yes.
in
That
LA.
is terrifying.
It looks scary, like on camera. You could see him just like his eyes were all big and it was dark and trucks were driving by and stuff.
It's like okay.
'Cause they're in this convertible like at night on like an LA like highway.
Manufactured drama.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can't wait to see, how the rest of the season goes. I'm gonna have a little night. We'll do a wine and bachelor night. I can't wait to see. I hope they like travel internationally because I can't wait to see these women like stomping down the Parisian streets or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I love them, and I
Oh man, they did
admire
show
them. My goal is to be on a dating reality show when I'm 70.
they did show that little preview though at the end of that first episode where it just shows them all just being devastated
Oh,
by all
yeah.
the things to come.
I think I texted you
was like,
guys
"Oh,
after
fuck."
the first episode where I was like, I know I've been talking about how excited I am for the Golden Bachelor because and then I was like, oh, these women who are old and have already suffered so much are gonna get crushed.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't handle it. I was
It
just
shows
like
Gary-
so emotional.
Gary's all worried. He's like, "This is the worst thing that I've felt since my wife died."
Yeah, I was like, geez, and then he goes, and this is a close second, is what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. I was
Yeah,
like,
he's
come
such
on,
a-
Gary.
fuck.
Yeah.
They can't be exposed. They can't be on a show like this. They can't take it. It's too much.
I can't take it. But one thing I also wanted to comment on with Gary is I love the way that he like compliments women. It's a little like he told
he's a
Tristan,
nice guy.
he goes, "You are so lovable," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Lovable? Somebody tell me I'm lovable."
Yeah.
Oh, but
He finds something.
it's
to
so
say.
precious. Like
Yeah.
his he talks like an old man.
I gotta say, I gave Gary a really hard time before the season started, and I like him more than I thought I would.
He's got Riz, like he
He's
says.
got a little bit of Riz.
He's like he tells one of them. He's like, my granddaughter says I've got Riz.
I like his voice is kind of like cartoony.
It is.
It's very much
great.
like a Kermit or something. It's like
yo, I never driven in L.A. before.
I gotta say, as much as I like him for the drama of the show, I do think it would be helpful if he like had a heart attack on the last episode. And died.
Jesus, what the
I'm just
fuck
saying.
is wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
Why
Can't
would
you
put
say
it
like
out
maybe
there?
he poops himself or something?
No.
There's drama.
Poops
What the
himself.
fuck is wrong with you?
I want the most drama for the show.
That's not drama. That's a
Oh my
tragedy.
God.
I mean, I would be sad. I'd be sad.
Yeah,
I would be
everybody
happy
would
about
be
it.
sad,
Yeah,
'cause
we'd
it's
all be
fucked
sad.
up.
Yeah, it would be fucked up. Yeah, but
So that's the Golden Bachelor. Now, I know that you haven't watched Bachelor in Paradise, but I just want to talk about it real quick because you got to get into it, and I will give you a couple things that I think that will entice you to be like, oh, I got to start watching this. Okay, one, because Braden is there
Braden's
from
there.
the last season of The Bachelor.
you don't
Ed.
have to
Doing
talk
his
me into
thing.
it. I need to watch
I know
Bachelor
you
in Paradise. I
watch
need to
it.
get caught up on this. How many episodes are we into?
There's two.
Fuck.
Just two.
Well,
Just
just
two.
two. What? That's like 5 hours.
No,
Yeah,
well, they're
just
a lot
about.
shorter than like The Bachelor.
Oh,
Even
okay.
the Golden Bachelor is a lot shorter.
Like
than
45
The Bachelor.
minutes. Like these old people get tired.
Yeah.
They got to
That's
keep
true.
these episodes
That's true.
short.
They can't get that much footage. But I wanted to talk about something else that happened in like the first two episodes, which I think is really crazy
boy.
with the Olivia Kylie
The
triangle.
little triangle with Will and Avon.
So there was
shows
this
up,
guy who was there, and he started talking to this one girl, and they like kissed. And like they were flirting, and she was like, "You gonna suck on my toes?"
Yeah, that was all very strange.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that's a
Okay.
thing." So that, and then, but he kind of had this like the hots for this other girl. So then he's also talking to her the next day, and then she gets the first date card. The
Okay.
second girl,
Yeah.
Kylie. So then she asks Will you go on this date? And he's like, "Hell yeah!" And he
Yeah.
jumps at it. So the first girl's like, "Well, we made out like when we were flirting,
I
and
guess it
we
was
liked
nothing.
each other. What happened?"
Yeah.
Because he didn't even go and talk to her, which is like a thing a lot of the guys do when they're talking to somebody for a while. Somebody comes in and goes, "Will you go on this date with me?" They'll talk to the person, be like, "I know we've been connecting." He's like,
Right.
but I gotta
Explore my
explore
options.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. He just
he
was like,
went.
"Let's go on
Dove
this
right
date."
in.
So
Oh God.
he went on this date, and they're all like, "Oh, la, la, la." But she, the girl who asked him on the date, in her pre-show interview and all the stuff, kept talking about this other guy, Avon. She goes, "I can't wait to meet Avon. Oh, I want to meet Avon."
But why did she ask Avon out on the day first?
He wasn't there
Wasn't
yet.
there yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't there, but that's the guy that she like really wanted to meet. But because he wasn't there, she got the date card. She had to ask
Yeah.
the guy. One thing also to note is that there's more women than there are men. So the
Mhm.
first week, the men have the roses to give out. So that
Okay.
means 3 women are going home.
Yeah.
So if you don't make a connection with a guy, you're going to get out of there.
Yeah,
So
you gotta-
she didn't
you
even
gotta
have the
get in
luxury
there.
of just being like, well, I'll just sit around and wait, or I won't really try to. She was like, I got to try to get this guy's rose so I can stick around.
For Avon,
Very
yeah.
strategic. Yeah.
But we also, the show doesn't say like, oh, Avon's on the way. No,
Yeah.
there's
It's
none of
always a
that.
surprise.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who's coming or when somebody's coming or if they're going to come.
Which is great because they were like, Aaron B and Sean are like, man, it would suck if Braden showed up. That would be like
Braden
so
or Aiden?
ridiculous.
Avon.
Braden.
Oh, Braden.
Yeah.
And then Braden walks down the
Oh.
stairs.
They were just
They're-
saying
perfect.
like, we don't like that guy. That would
Yeah.
suck if he comes.
and then he
was
shows
like-
up and they're like, oh, fuck.
Incredible.
Anyway, so they go on the date, whatever. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
romantic. They come back. But the first girl is like, that's so shady. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't even want him, you know? She's just waiting for this other guy.
Yeah, because they
She's
talked about who she really wanted
Yeah,
earlier
she's
on
like,
the show.
if this other guy comes down, I'm going to take him on a date, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, just like take her guy.
They
Wow.
come back
True.
from their date. The next day, guess who fucking walks down the stairs? It's Avon.
It's Avon.
It's Avon. And the girl, Kylie's all like, you know, heart eyes, like,
Yeah,
huh?
finally, my
But sitting next
true
to the guy
mate.
that she just went on the date
Yeah,
with.
Will.
Will, who's
Ugh.
all goo for her and basically told the first girl, like, fuck off.
Wow.
And Will, like, he falls hard.
Oh, he is like He's like sobbing in his like in his little camera talks and stuff. Like he's like glossy-eyed all the time. I don't understand.
So stressed out by this whole thing because he wants love so bad.
He wants love so bad, and he's falling hard for Kylie.
Yeah, but Kylie, her Avon just walked in.
So Avon goes, I got this date card. I'm going to talk to a few of the women, see who I want to take. He talks to Olivia, the first girl that Will made out with and talked about toe sucking. And he's like, you're cute, da-da-da. And she's like, take me on this fucking date. Yeah. I got to get this girl back who wants your ass.
And he gives the date card to Will.
What a twist.
And then he goes and talks to Kylie, and I guess they had been like flirting on Instagram with like emojis and stuff before. So they have this thing before. He's always liking her photos and sending like dog tongue faces.
And she
I don't know.
She noticed.
She goes, oh, he sent me a fire emoji. Anyways, so guess who he takes on the date? It's Kylie.
He takes Kylie.
Will is crushed. Will is devastated. He's like
just destroyed. He's so sad.
And the first girl is like, fucking told you so. She don't want you. She was using you.
And then did Will go, okay, hey, let's get back together, first girl. I like you now.
I thought that would happen.
Yeah, it did not.
That did not happen. There was no.
But like
maybe
meant
he
to
tried
be.
to talk to her. Maybe they just.
Yeah,
were
he
like,
kind of just ends up with somebody who comes up to him.
Some other girl was like trying to get a rose locked in, so she's like,
yeah, this is like,
you're so. Sweet.
The show is sick.
And he starts like crying.
He starts crying immediately.
Like, oh
he goes, "It's so nice to be chosen."
And he's like, I could be here forever with you.
Oh,
it's like,
is
oh my
twisted.
god! It's like you just talked to her for the first
and it's
time.
been like 2 days.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, but so
show is
Avon,
so good.
Avon goes on this date, and they're on like a boat with champagne and stuff. But when he is trying to get that champagne bottle open, well, first he grabs with his hands. He's trying to pull the cork out with his hands. He's like, ah! He's just trying so hard. And then he gets a corkscrew. And like the camera work here is wonderful. So they're just talking about them to each other, just learning about each other and stuff. But the camera stays on his hands as he's like struggling to get a corkscrew in a cork. Like just like stabbing it in, not twisting it or anything. And then eventually he figures it out, starts twisting it. And then when it's in, he starts trying to pull it out. Not like twisting, not using the levers or anything.
Yeah.
He's just yanking it. And you can see him like just struggling the whole time to get the cork out of this champagne bottle because he just doesn't know how corkscrews work.
Also,
did he ever get it out?
He did eventually, but
a champagne bottle.
Yeah, but he was struggling. Like it's clearly he had never used one before. But it was just so funny how the camera just like stayed on his hands, fumbling with this thing while they're having this conversation. It was great.
It's foresight by the cameraman.
Yeah. So what tends to happen is like, people will go, well, the guy that I really liked isn't here yet, or the girl that I really like, so I got to talk to somebody who is here.
Got to settle.
Whenever there's more than like, more women than men or more men than women, it's like one of the groups is laying it on thick, being like,
of course.
oh, like, how are you? Even though like they don't really like them.
I'm a Love Island vet, so
that's
I
a similar
understand.
thing,
It's the same
right?
concept.
Yeah, same concept.
It's a beach.
So what was really great was a former bachelorette came down. She's already in another relationship, but
Hannah Brown.
didn't. Yeah, Hannah Brown. She's a former bachelorette. She comes down, and everybody doesn't know. They go, oh, is she here to date people?
Yeah,
Because
it shook the whole place.
She's
up.
like a really famous bachelorette. She has a big following and stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, is she gonna come in and date all the men? There's already more women than men. Oh.
Yeah, all the women are like, I should just go home.
They're like, I can't compete with her. So she talks to like a couple of the guys, and then she's actually like, oh, actually, I'm just here to play a game. I'm already in love with somebody like in real life, so I'm not here to date the men. And they're all like, oh my god. So they all sit around a fire, and she's like asking them all these questions, like basically getting them to say like, do you actually like him?
Yeah.
Do you actually like her?
If you could
Who
take
else?
somebody else out, who would it be?
They're like, if there was one woman you wouldn't want here, who is it? And they're asking Olivia, and Olivia's like, fucking Kylie. I don't want her here. Get her out of here. She's making it hell.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just so. It's like you watch the Golden Bachelorette, and you're like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you watch The Bachelor in Paradise, and you're like,
chaos.
oh my god.
Like there's like two of the women. It's like they made it their thing that they just break out in hives. Like they bring up hives like every single
like,
interview.
They bring it up, or they actually do break up.
Yeah,
in
there's
hives?
one woman who I saw her like her chest was getting all red, and another woman is like, oh, I'm gonna get hives, and then she like can't poop for 9 days. That's in the
Oh
trailer.
my god,
They're
there's this
saying
whole thing coming up. It's like one of
whole
them
storyline about a woman
gets
who
all
can't poop.
jammed up.
I actually saw the trailer for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, it's been like 9 days since I pooped, and like there's some medic talking to her like, if there's not like movement, we're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to go for surgery.
Yeah,
Amazing.
we're gonna have to. It's gonna be like you're gonna have to deliver this poop baby, and then
Like,
it keeps
just
showing.
fucking get some Miralax, girlfriend.
Yeah, and it
Come
keeps
on.
showing this fucking turtle. There's like a
this
turtle it
turtle
keeps
that's
cutting
got
to,
a-
where its head is like coming.
Oh my god.
Like-
A perfect visual
yeah.
motif.
So next episode, we're gonna find out about this poop baby. It's gonna happen. But it looked like Aaron S was helping her work out and stuff to like loosen it up or
Jesus.
something.
Yeah.
So
How
that's gonna be a
romantic.
whole episode.
So I don't know. Maybe now that this is airing on Thursdays, I think that's really nice because when
actually
we're
watch,
talking
yeah.
about this, people aren't being like, "You didn't even talk." No, nobody's commenting. Let me clarify. Nobody's commenting, being like, "You didn't talk about this," because nobody fucking cares that we're talking about this.
Yeah.
But maybe not this week, but next week we do a little bachelor night, or if that doesn't work, we do the one after that.
Ooh,
You mean
definitely have
where we
to.
hang out at your
Yeah,
place and drink
yeah.
rosé again?
Yeah.
So down.
Hopefully, it won't get interrupted by
whatever.
like breaking news about like presidential indictments
Oh,
or
I
something
forgot
Yeah, I
about
know,
that
that
shit.
for like
was,
a whole hour.
For a whole hour.
The have in the Bachelor in Paradise trailer, they had there was a moment where like waves crashed up while people were making out on the beach,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they like got really hurt during it. Has that happened?
That hasn't happened.
I don't think
yet.
so. So many people got splashed a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think like Kylie and Avon got splashed a little bit, but no injuries yet.
Well, because at the Bachelor finale, she was like, "Yeah, I still have a scar from that."
Oh God,
I was like, "I want to see that."
I am worried about injuries on Golden Bachelor though. It's like they're probably going to do a bunch of fun stuff. Somebody could fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some broken hips. One
broken
thing,
hips.
real quick, on that I like that they do on Love Is Blind that I brought up earlier, is that every season they are doing it in a specific city, right? So they'll like right now they're doing it in Houston. So
It's people who like are local to those
Yeah,
areas.
so-
so
interesting.
you don't have
It's-
to worry about like, oh, I have to move across the country. For
well,
you.
right, and that's why it kind of gives them the ability to keep to like film them for longer. So it's like they do the initial thing, and then they kind of the people all like live in a house together and stuff in the city, and then it's like, oh, you live in this neighborhood, I live in this neighborhood. It's like way more local. And then sometimes they'll be like, oh, I actually dated that person that's on the show, years ago. It's like
history.
it's such a small,
Wow.
thing. So I like the fact whenever you have that element to it where
Yeah.
people are all in the same community.
Yeah,
That's nice.
well, it'll be an interesting time for sure.
Well,
So much TV.
Too much TV.
Too much TV. So much TV to watch. I need to start watching TV while playing games or something. I don't need to do
Yeah.
that. So that's pretty much it for this week's podcast. A few things I wanted to shout out. Next week there is no podcast, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks
For what? What are we gonna do then?
for another podcast
Oh
episode.
yeah. I didn't know if you had a specific thing we were talking about.
No, I mean Elise is gonna join us, I think. So look.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
forward-
it was the Elise cast.
Yeah, we're gonna have Elise join us.
We're gonna have the Elise cast
Exclusive.
finally.
And then what else we got? Oh, there's a new podcast coming out. Okay, it's gonna be audio only, but it's a Funhaus podcast. It's audio only. You can also go listen to it. Or you can watch it, but only on the Rooster Teeth website. And it's called, I don't know if this has been announced yet, but it's called Trash for Trash.
Yeah, I don't think the name is out there. Announce
because
it.
it's coming out in 1 week.
Trash for Trash.
It's called Trash for Trash. It's a podcast with James Willems and Patrick Brown where they talk about, kind of shit vintage movies. Like
Yep.
the first movie that they cover is called Jim Cotta. It's really funny to listen to them talk about this, and I helped work on it a little bit too. So I feel, go watch it and go listen wherever
Yeah.
you listen to your podcast.
They do it on streams all the time. Now they have a place where they can really focus that
Now
energy.
they have a place to focus that energy, and that'll be a bi-weekly podcast, so you can catch that every other week. So when you can't listen to this podcast next week, make sure to go listen to Trash for Trash. Anything else exciting coming up here at Funhaus, guys?
Let's see. Well, if you're listening to this in the morning, there's probably a Texas Chainsaw Massacre stream happening. later in the afternoon.
Yeah, on Thursday the 12th.
Yep.
So make sure to check that out.
Yep, Dream Jobs still going.
Dream Jobs has one more episode. Make sure to watch the finale with a special guest that you're all going to know and love.
I wonder who it could be.
Wonder who it could be. And we still got Demo Wheel going. So if you haven't been watching those, you got to watch those. They're really funny. I've been like helping do quick cuts of them and then sending them to like you guys to be like, make them really good and funny.
Demo Wheel's been great.
Only the naughty versions, though. I'm seeing a lot of what you're seeing, Jacob.
Oh no, I'm
Seeing
sorry.
a lot of what you're seeing.
It's pretty bad.
And for those who don't understand, there's 2 episodes that come out every week. One you can watch for free, over on the Funhaus YouTube channel.
Very good.
And then there's another one you can watch as an exclusive first member or a YouTube member.
Yeah, if you're in the
Dog Pound.
Dog Pound.
You can watch it, and they're really great. And
there's
you
a
guys
lot
have
of
been
Rule
doing
34.
excellent work on that because you guys are both part of that.
Well,
You're
part of
editing
the
them.
editing.
I'm editing it.
Yeah.
I'm just in them. I just drive the boat into all those icebergs.
They're fun to edit.
There's some revelations in that. I think the 10th one about our computer that we've been using. We learned something about it.
Okay, I don't
In
think
the
I
10th
edited.
one?
I
Yeah,
did
I think
9
Charlotte's
and-
editing
I did-
that one.
Oh yeah, I didn't do
9
the
and
rough
11.
of that one.
Yeah.
I'm doing right now. I'm cutting down episode 12. So
Yeah. Oh, so many. Goodness gracious.
I know. Look forward to that. There's a couple more weeks of those, so make sure you check those out. There's so much stuff happening. It's
So much
October.
stuff.
We're doing a big Halloween stream at the end of the month, so make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
That's
you
right.
tune in for that. That'll be really fun. And
On Halloween.
On Halloween, and then we've got also like some special like Halloween videos too that are coming out.
Ooh, spooky. The spooky VR one already came out. That was
Spooky
really
VR
It was
came out.
spooky.
I'm glad that you guys did that. I'm bummed that I couldn't be a part of that, but yeah,
That's all I can think
freaking
of.
heck.
So much stuff.
I went and watched hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm, the latest trauma film from Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh.
And I had a great time. We probably don't have enough time to go into it that much.
Oh,
but
yeah, I was like,
go
are you
watch
done that?
hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm. Highly recommend it.
Head
Yeah.
to your AMC. Ask if they're showing it.
Yeah. But first, watch all of our content.
Yeah.
Yeah. But first, watch Funhouse stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.